Kronstadt, Russia, 12th of October until 4th of November 2013. Traveling represents a privileged form of access to memory. You find history's traces in buildings, landscapes, but also in conversations. During my stay in Kronstadt, I want to examine how memories of a previously unknown place are formed. I want to join these memories and reconstruct them. How will this environment imprint itself on my memory? Because he has a short memory, man amasses countless memory aids. Toute la mémoire du monde. Alain Resnais. I start my research by registering as many places as possible. Photos, videos, and sound recordings. The material is organized and stored. I want to document this process of organizing, registering, and recreating in this video. Isolated impressions of the day have set off impulses within us, evoked associations. Objects and circumstances have stayed in our memory, but with no sharply defined contours. Incomplete, apparently fortuitous. Can these impressions of life be conveyed through film? Proust divides the memory into two categories: the voluntary and involuntary memory. I decide to reverse the process. The registrations will not be the reconstruction of my changing look, but will be the starting point of my memories of this place. Do we ever know where history is really made? History is made of clouds of stories. Stories which are told, invented, heard and acted out. A people does not exist as a subject. It's an ensemble of billions of futile little stories which sometimes agglutinate to the point of becoming great narratives, and sometimes dissipate into vagrant elements, but which generally do stay fairly close together to form what is called the culture of a civil society. I'm trying to create a false memory. I will try to construct my memories from a selection of photographs and drawings. These memory images will start blurring my spontaneous, natural memories of Kronstadt. On a daily basis, I draw fragments of these photographs. The link between the photographed and the real image reminds me of Tamina, a character in Milan Kundera's Book of Laughter and Forgetting. Every day, she engaged in a kind of spiritual exercise before this picture, a passport photograph of her deceased husband. Trying to visualize her husband in profile, then half profile, then three-quarter. Recapturing the lines of his nose and chin, she was horrified every day to notice the imaginary sketch showing newly questionable points introduced by the uncertain memory that was doing the drawing. Deconstruction. The unraveling of my photographs through drawings. The division of the fragments in different layers. These layers form the basis for the new memory images that will arise. There are 4 layers. Layer 1, the lower part. Layer 2, the upper part. Layer 3, buildings. Layer 4, details. The technique of impressing places and images on my memory demands an act that keeps repeating and deepening itself. Un objet devient lieu de mémoire quand il échappe à l'oubli. An object becomes a site of memory when it escapes oblivion. Pierre Nora. The layers are being constructed. Every day, drawn fragments are added. Maybe the process can be described as sculpting time, sculpting memory. A memory that is built from constructed landscapes. We rewrite memory as much as history is rewritten. The editing is the last layer in the process. The process completes itself little by little. The images begin to stand on themselves. Each image represents itself. The central question remains: how do we create an environment out of memories? The willow sees the heron's image, upside down. Constructed landscapes in a constructed space and time. A journey that isn't. The process continues. It is like orchestrating a version of history. Although this version is not based on major events or places, but on the small facets of a landscape. A landscape that looks increasingly universal and general, the more I dig into it. It's an exercise to stick to images when they emerge. They still fade after a 24th of a second.